Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt the weight of life pressing down on you, so heavy it seems your spirit might crack? Picture this, a tree in a storm, its branches bending, swaying, nearly snapping under the wind's relentless force. Yet it stands. Why? Because its roots run deep, trained to hold firm no matter the tempest. That's your mind. That's your potential. Life will bend you, test you, even try to break you. But you were born with a resilience that can outlast any storm. The question isn't whether life will hit hard, it's whether your mind is trained to rise stronger. Let me take you on a journey. A story of a young woman I met, broken by loss, betrayed by dreams, yet she discovered a spark within her, a power she didn't know she had. She trained her mind to see not the cracks life left behind, but the light that could shine through them. And today I'm here to tell you, you have that same spark. You have the capacity to forge a mind so strong that no setback, no failure, no heartbreak can define you. Let's talk about how to unlock that power, how to train your mind to stand tall when life tries to tear you down. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff. The wind howling, the ground crumbling beneath your feet, and the world screaming that you're not enough. Your heart races, your dreams feel like distant stars, and every step forward seems to push you closer to the fall. Have you ever been there? In that moment when life doesn't just challenge you, it tries to shatter you? I have, and I've seen countless others stand at that same edge, trembling, yet something inside them whispers, "This is not the end." That whisper is the spark of resilience, the untapped power within you that transforms adversity into your greatest teacher. Let me tell you about a man named Eli, a factory worker whose life unraveled when his company shut down. No warning, no savings, just a pink slip and a family to feed. The weight of that moment could have crushed him, but instead, he chose to listen to that whisper. He chose to see the collapse not as a dead end, but as a classroom. And today I'm here to show you how to do the same, how to embrace adversity as the mentor that carves strength from your struggles. Think about it. Every scar you carry tells a story of survival. That job loss, that broken relationship, that dream that slipped through your fingers, they're not just wounds, they're lessons etched into your soul. Adversity doesn't come to break you, it comes to build you. But here's the catch. It only teaches if you're willing to learn. Eli didn't sit in despair. He asked himself, what can this teach me? He started small, taking online courses in logistics, a field he'd never touched. Each late night, each failed application, each rejection was a lesson in persistence, in strategy, in self-worth. He learned to negotiate, to network, to see opportunities where others saw only obstacles. Within a year, Eli wasn't just employed, he was leading a team at a new company, his confidence forged in the fire of hardship. Why does this matter to you? Because life is a relentless professor, handing out tests before the lessons. That unexpected bill, the betrayal, the failure that keeps you awake at night, these are your exams. But here's the secret. You're not failing when you face them. You're learning how to rise. Embracing adversity means shifting your perspective. It's not about denying the pain. It's real, it's raw, it's heavy. It's about asking, what is this teaching me? Is it patience, courage, creativity? Every challenge carries a hidden gift. A skill you didn't know you needed until life demanded it. Think of the marathon runner whose legs burn at mile 20. The pain isn't the enemy. It's the signal that their endurance is growing. Your struggles work the same way. They are training your mind to endure, to adapt, to thrive. But how do you start? Begin with curiosity. When life hits, don't just react. Reflect, ask, what's the lesson here? Write it down, talk it out, let the answers unfold. Next, take one small step. Eli didn't leap from unemployed to unstoppable overnight. He took one course, sent one application, made one connection. Small actions compound, turning pain into progress. And don't shy away from the emotions. Feel the frustration, the fear, the anger. Those feelings aren't weaknesses. They're proof you're alive, fighting, growing. Let them fuel your determination to learn, to evolve, to become more than the moment that tried to break you. So stand at that cliff's edge, feel the wind, the fear, the uncertainty, and then listen for that whisper, the one that says, adversity is not your enemy, but your teacher. Let's learn how to embrace it. Now, picture yourself in the middle of that storm, the one that threatens to rip everything you've built apart. The winds howl, the ground shakes, and every fiber of your being screams to give up. But deep inside, there's a fire, a quiet, stubborn flame that refuses to flicker out. That's your resilience. And it's not just something you have, it's something you can build day by day, moment by moment, until your mind becomes a fortress no storm can topple. Have you ever wondered why some people bend but never break? Why they face the same losses, the same heartaches, yet emerge stronger, sharper, unshaken? It's not luck. It's not chance. It's a choice. A daily commitment to cultivate mental resilience, to train your mind to stand tall when life tries to knock you down. Let me take you back to Eli, the man who turned his factory job loss into a classroom. His secret wasn't just embracing adversity, it was building a mind strong enough to face it every single day. And you can do the same. Resilience isn't born in grand moments of triumph. It's forged in the quiet, gritty choices you make when no one's watching. It's the decision to get up after you've been knocked down, to face the mirror when you feel like a failure, to take one more step when every muscle aches. Think of your mind like a muscle. Every challenge you face is a rep. Every setback a weight you lift. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. Eli didn't just learn logistics after losing his job. He trained his mind to stay focused, to silence doubt, to keep moving forward even when the path was foggy. He started each morning with a ritual, 5 minutes of writing what he was grateful for, 5 minutes of planning one small action, and 5 minutes of visualizing his next step. Those 15 minutes weren't magic. They were discipline, the daily reps that built a mind tougher than the toughest storms. Why does this matter? Because life doesn't stop testing you. That missed promotion, that argument that left you raw, that dream that feels further away than ever. Those are your training grounds. Cultivating resilience means choosing to show up every day ready to strengthen your mind. Start small. When you wake up, take a moment to breathe deeply and remind yourself, I am stronger than my circumstances. Write down one thing you'll do today to move forward, no matter how tiny. A phone call, a kind word to yourself, a single push-up for your soul. Then do it. Consistency is the key. It's not about being fearless, it's about feeling the fear and acting anyway. Let your emotions, your frustration, your hope, your fire fuel your training. They're not obstacles. They're energy, raw and real, pushing you to grow. But here's the spark that keeps you curious. Every time you choose resilience, you're rewriting your story. You're not just surviving, you're sculpting a mind that can handle anything. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to make my mind stronger? Maybe it's saying no to self-doubt or yes to a new challenge. Maybe it's forgiving yourself for yesterday's stumble. Maybe it's forgiving yourself for yesterday's stumble. Eli's journey wasn't perfect. He had days of doubt, days he wanted to quit. And he kept training one small choice at a time until his mind was a fortress. You have that power too. Start today, right now, and build a mind that thrives under pressure. So, step into the gym of your life, lift the weights of your challenges, and train your mind to be unbreakable. Now, imagine you're standing in a room filled with shattered glass, each shard reflecting a piece of your life that didn't go as planned, a dream that crumbled, a door that slammed shut, a moment that left you breathless with disappointment. Your heart sinks and the world whispers, "This is failure." But what if I told you those shards aren't broken pieces? What if they're prisms, catching the light of possibility, waiting for you to see them differently? The power of reframing challenges as opportunities, a skill that turns life's punches into stepping stones. Have you ever felt stuck, staring at a wall of what went wrong, wondering how to move forward? I've been there, and so has Eli, the man who lost his job but found a classroom in his adversity. His strength didn't just come from embracing hardship or building resilience. It came from seeing every obstacle as a chance to grow, to create, to become more. And today, I'm here to show you how to shift your lens and turn your challenges into your greatest opportunities. Reframing isn't about ignoring the pain or pretending everything's fine. It's about looking at the mess and asking, what can I build from this? It's seeing the closed door not as a dead end, but as a redirect to a path you hadn't noticed. When Eli lost his job, he could have seen it as the end of his stability. Instead, he saw it as a chance to reinvent himself. That pink slip wasn't just a loss. It was an invitation to learn skills he'd never explored, to connect with people he'd never met, to discover a strength he didn't know he had. He reframed the challenge by asking, what's possible now? That question changed everything. He started viewing rejection letters as feedback, late nights as investments, and uncertainty as a canvas for new possibilities. And you can do the same. Why does this matter? Because your perspective shapes your reality. That argument with a loved one, that project that fell apart, that goal you missed, they're not just setbacks. They're raw materials. Reframing means taking the chaos and crafting something new. Think of an artist facing a blank canvas. Every mistake, every smudge becomes part of the masterpiece. Your life is that canvas. When a challenge hits, pause, feel the sting, the frustration, the weight of it. Then ask, what's the opportunity here? Maybe that failed project teaches you a skill you'll need later. Maybe that argument reveals what you truly value. Eli found opportunity in his lowest moment by seeing his job loss as a chance to pivot, to learn logistics, to lead. You have that same power to take the shards of your struggles and turn them into a mosaic of growth. So how do you start? Train your mind to hunt for the hidden gift. When life throws a curveball, write down one thing it could teach you. Maybe it's patience or courage or a new way to solve problems. Then act on it. Take one step toward that opportunity, no matter how small. Let your emotions fuel you. The anger, the hope, the fire in your chest, they're not holding you back. They're pushing you to see differently. Every challenge is a chance to rewrite your story, to turn I can't into what if I could. Ellie did it one question at a time, and so can you. So pick up those shards, hold them to the light, and see the opportunities waiting to shine through. Now close your eyes for a moment and imagine you're a ship in a raging sea. Waves crashing, winds screaming, threatening to tear you from your course. What keeps you steady? What stops you from drifting into the abyss? It's not the strength of your sails or the size of your ship. It's your anchor, buried deep in the ocean floor, holding you firm against the chaos. That's what purpose does for your mind. When life tries to break you, when the storms of doubt and failure roar, anchoring your mind in purpose gives you the strength to hold fast. Have you ever felt lost, like you're just floating through life, battered by every wave? I've been there, and so has Eli, the man who turned his job loss into a classroom, his resilience into a fortress, his challenges into opportunities. But what fueled his journey wasn't just grit, it was a burning sense of purpose that kept him grounded. And today, I'm here to show you how to find that anchor and make it your unshakable foundation. Purpose isn't some grand, unreachable star. It's the quiet fire inside you that says, this is why I'm here. It's the reason you get up, the spark that drives every step, even when the path is dark. For Eli, purpose wasn't just about finding a new job. It was about building a life that mattered for himself, his family, and his community. When the factory closed, he didn't just search for work, he searched for meaning. He asked, what am I meant to contribute? That question became his anchor. It guided him through rejection, through sleepless nights, through moments when giving up seemed easier. He realized his purpose was to lead, to inspire, to create stability for others. That clarity turned every struggle into a stepping stone, every setback into a reason to keep going. Why does this matter to you? Because without purpose, life's storms can sweep you away. That missed opportunity, that broken dream, that moment of doubt, they can feel like the end if you don't know what you're fighting for. Purpose is your compass, your anchor, your North Star. It doesn't erase the pain, it gives it meaning. When you anchor your mind in purpose, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, how can this make me better? Eli found his purpose by reflecting on what lit him up, helping others grow, solving problems, building something lasting. You have that same spark waiting to be uncovered. Maybe it's creating, teaching, connecting, or simply showing up as your best self. Whatever it is, it's your reason to keep pushing, even when life feels impossible. So how do you find it? Start by asking, what matters most to me? Write it down. Your values, your passions, the impact you want to leave. Don't wait for a perfect answer. Purpose grows as you do. Then align your actions with it. Every day, take one step that honors your purpose, no matter how small. A kind word, a new skill, a moment of courage. Let your emotions, your hope, your frustration, your fire guide you toward it. They're not distractions, they're signals pointing to what makes you come alive. Eli's purpose didn't make his journey easy, but it made it meaningful. Yours can too. So dig deep, find your anchor, and let purpose hold you steady through the storm. Now picture yourself standing in front of a mirror, staring into your own eyes, and hearing a voice inside that whispers, "You're not enough." The world outside echoes it. Every rejection, every failure, every moment life knocks you down seems to confirm that doubt. But what if that voice is lying? What if the truth is that you are more than enough, capable of rising above any storm if only you believe it? That's the power of building unshakable self-belief. A force that turns your inner spark into an inferno, lighting the way through even the darkest times. Have you ever felt that flicker of doubt threaten to dim your fire? I have. And so did Eli, the man who turned a job loss into a classroom, his resilience into a fortress, his challenges into opportunities, and his purpose into an anchor. But what truly carried him through wasn't just action, it was the belief that he was built for more. And today, I'm here to show you how to forge that same unshakable belief in yourself. Self-belief isn't arrogance. It's the quiet certainty that you can face anything life throws at you. It's the voice that says, "I'll figure it out," when the path is unclear. For Eli, self-belief didn't come overnight. When the factory closed, he doubted himself, his skills, his worth, his future. But he chose to challenge that doubt. He started small, celebrating tiny wins. A completed course, a return call, a moment of courage. Each step built a brick in the foundation of his confidence. He looked in the mirror and said, "I am capable," even when he didn't fully feel it. Over time, those words became his truth. He believed he could learn, lead, and create a new path, not because life told him so, but because he told himself so. Why does this matter? Because doubt is the thief that steals your potential. That missed chance, that harsh criticism, that moment you stumbled, they don't define you unless you let them. Self-belief is the shield that turns life's arrows into lessons. It's what lets you stand up after a fall, not because you're fearless, but because you trust your ability to rise. Eli's journey wasn't about being perfect. It was about believing he could keep going. You have that same power to choose belief over doubt, to see yourself not as a victim of life's storms, but as their master. Your challenges, your emotions, your fire, they're not here to break you. They're here to remind you of your strength. So how do you build it? Start by silencing the inner critic. When doubt creeps in, counter it with truth. I am learning. I am growing. I am enough. Write down your wins, no matter how small. A task completed, a fear faced, a step taken. Celebrate them. They're proof of your power. Then surround yourself with reminders of your worth. People who lift you up, stories that inspire you, moments that spark your pride. Let your emotions fuel you. The fear, the hope, the fire in your chest, they're not weaknesses, they're energy. Pushing you to believe in what's possible. Eli built his belief one choice at a time, and so can you. Every time you choose to trust yourself, you're forging a mind that nothing can shatter. So stand tall in that mirror, look into your eyes, and choose to believe in the unstoppable force within you. Ladies and gentlemen, you've stood at the edge of the cliff, felt the storm's fury, and stared into the mirror of your own doubts. But here you are, still standing, still burning with a fire that no hardship can extinguish. You've learned to embrace adversity as your teacher, to forge resilience like a muscle, to reframe challenges as opportunities, to anchor your mind in purpose, and to build a belief in yourself so unshakable that life's heaviest blows can't break you. You are not just a survivor. You are a creator, a warrior, a force that turns chaos into triumph. Eli's story is yours. Every loss you faced, every tear you shed, every moment you thought you couldn't go on, they've been shaping you into someone unstoppable. Feel that fire in your chest, that pulse of possibility. It's not just hope. It's power. It's the truth that you were born to rise, to shine, to leave a mark that outlasts every storm. So go out there today, take one step, one choice, one moment to train your mind, to claim your purpose, to believe in your boundless potential. You are not defined by what breaks you. You are defined by how you rise. Good luck, my friends, and thank you for choosing to become unstoppable.